Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Marvel's Scarlet Spider. Scarlet Spider from the Rhino wave. This is the figure that I was looking forward to the most. And nothing to take away from the other figures that we've had to look at, because really, aside from maybe one, possibly two misses, this has been an outstanding wave of Marvel Legends. Far superior, no pun intended, than the Hulkbuster wave that we had to look at. While the Hulkbuster was a fantastic build-a-figure, I found that the individual figures themselves were just okay. Scarlet Spider does include the head and final piece that we need to put together our Rhino. He comes with two different heads. One is more an unmasked, crazy head. One is the more subtle, subdued, closed mouth, but it has the hood or the mask over top. Scarlet Spider also comes with a ton of different hands. Of course he would, because he is Spider-Man after all. Spin around the back. The package reads, cloned to destroy Peter Parker, Ben Reilly chose instead to fight alongside Spider-Man. If you were lucky enough to pick up all the figures to build Rhino, the figures you would own currently are Scarlet Spider, Superior Venom, Heroes for Hire, Misty Knight, White Tiger, I always forget his name, Kraven the Hunter, there we go, Ghost Rider, and Chameleon. What keeps throwing me off is I want to say Vandal Savage because it says Savage Force. Curse you once again, Hasbro, for not putting the names down below. Anyways, if you want to check out more from Spider-Man, you can go to www.hasbro.com/Spider-Man. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we're having a look at the final figure from the Marvel Rhinos wave, and that's the Scarlet Spider. There's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just before we have a look at the Scarlet Spider, which I've got him in a pose right now, we're going to have a look at the two heads that come included with Spider-Man for Rhino. They're different. They're very different from one another. They pretty much, from like this section, is the only part that's been changed. Everything else is really the same. One has the mask down, one has the mask up. Personally, I'm a little more gravitating towards this one than I am this one. This one doesn't read Rhino to me. It just doesn't. This one, on the other hand, does, just more insane though. I wish his mouth wasn't as exaggerated, but I think this is the preferred Rhino for myself. Let me know down below, guys, just as a little interactive segment here. Let me know which one you prefer of the two faces, this one or this one. At any rate, Spot's going to pick this guy, this head here. And we're going to go ahead and reach off camera to the black hole. I've got the body already in place. And I'm going to pop the head in, and you've got yourself the Rhino. Again, oh, there goes the Spider-Man. Again, I'm not crazy about the face. I don't know. The face kind of is taken away from the figure. It's just a little too much, if you ask me. But we'll discuss this when we have a look at the figure as a whole, and that video will be right around the corner. So in the meantime, we'll just move Rhino to the side. And let's have a look at the Scarlet Spider. Now, one thing about Spider-Man here, Scarlet Spider has always been my favorite costume, bar none. Spider-Man has probably had the most costume changes of the entire Marvel Universe. Wolverine's kind of up there as well, but Spider-Man definitely takes the cake. And yes, while granted it's not Peter Parker, I gotta say this is still one of my favorite, no, scratch that, my favorite costume of all time. Don't kid yourself though, if this was translated into a live-action movie, I would of course want the more traditional Spider-Man costume. I wouldn't want a hoodie on Spider-Man here, but I think it just works. It's always been my favorite in the comics. The coloring is very vibrant. It's about the same color as Misty Knight. A little more on the red side though. It's not a dark red, which I like. It's more kind of like a tomato red. He's got his blue hoodie going on there as well. And I don't know, just something about the color scheme of the hoodie, the red, the white. He's got the belt going on there. I always laugh at these little ankle belt pockets that he has. It kind of looks like he's, he's confined to his house And these are little detectors that, you know, when you leave your house, they go off, they sound the police. But it's just always been one of my favorite looks. When I played the Marvel, what was the name of that? Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I think it was. And there was the alternate costume. I always played this costume rather than the other normal Spider-Man costume. We've gotten other Scarlet Spiders as well in the past. Some of them have been horrendous. One of them actually was the Spider-Man Classics, and they'd actually put a fabric hoodie over top of it. It just didn't work. It just did not work. And then we've got ourselves a Marvel Universe Scarlet Spider, which still is one of my favorites as well. But again, something about this I love. I think one of the things I also like too is that his mask isn't overly complex. It's just a red mask with big white Spider-Man McFarlane style eyes. I don't think this costume would have worked as well if it had the original Spider-Man eyes, the really smaller eyes. But the eyes that McFarlane introduced, that big Spider-Man spider eye, I love it. Absolutely love it. One thing to note too with the hoodie is that you can lift it and they have finished it. The spider is complete. Worried when I was getting a package that I was going to go like this and there was going to be a big gap of blue, but no, they have colored that completely in. Same thing also applies for the back spider. You can lower it down and you can see the spider is completely intact. A little small touch that I do really appreciate. The paint on him is clean. I have no real complaints with the paint. Even the silver on his arms or on his wrists, very clean. It's got little lines going indicating the individual cartridges. The belt, quite nice touch too. And he's got the little strands. Not too long that they're going to break, but these are a softer rubber. Yeah, I got no problems with this figure whatsoever. Of course, being that he is Spider-Man, he's going to come with a ton of different hands. One hand currently is closed shut. One hand is doing the Spider-Man shooting web gesture. But you can swap it out for a pair of kind of extended fingers for a hand. You can also swap actually both hands in that same gesture. He's got another hand that has the shooting web. And he's got another closed fist. So he's got really potentially 3 different types of fists, and you can mix and match to your heart's content. I don't know why, I just never crazy about the spider shooting hand. I always feel like it's hard to pose the figure. You know, you could kind of have it pretending like he's swinging from a web or, you know, hang 10, but I don't know, I think I like a little more of the open hands or even like the closed fists, but that's just me. In the way of his posability, Spider-Man has as much posability as you would hope that a Spider-Man figure would have. He has a hinged neck, so you can see how it hinges forward and back, but he also has the ball joint. Hinged shoulders. This would have been a perfect figure, and unfortunately I couldn't have done it because they sculpted the torso as such. If he had had the shoulder blade hinge, that I think could have added a little extra dynamic to the figure. A swivel point in the bicep, which rotates all the way around. Double hinged elbow. Swiveled wrist. And then he's got the upper torso crunch. Swiveled waist. Ball joint legs. Swiveled thigh. Double hinged knees. And hinged feet. This is the final figure that we were having a look at from the Rhino wave. Some were very solid entries. I like the Kraven. I love the Ghost Rider. Again, I'm not crazy about the Venom, but I think the figure looks kind of cool. But by far, my favorite is Scarlet Spider here. If you can pick up just one figure, I would probably say pick up Scarlet Spider. If you could pick up 2, I'd probably say Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider and Spider-Man here. Today's Toy Spot, we were finishing our looks at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Rhino Wave. And we're finishing our looks with Scarlet Spider, Spot's favorite Spider-Man costume. Stay tuned, guys. Just because Spot's finished his look at the Marvel Legends does not mean the videos are done there. No, in fact, we are going to be looking at Rhino in the next video. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.